In the south of France, her restaurant had no equal.
Last night, we served this. In this restaurant, the cuisine is not an old, tired marriage. It is a passionate affair.
Welcome to What the Flick, everybody. Everyone's here, which is always a thrill. For you, Matt, Alonzo, Christy, and Ben. It's the week of teenage. What did you say?
I'm not thrilled, and I'm not here.
It's the week of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I have been waiting all year to see,
Clearly.
and then skipped. But let's start with a different film.
A different journey. This is essentially a Miramax film from the late '90s. It's total trickly Oscar bait. Helen Mirren stars as the owner of a very elegant and expensive French restaurant in the French countryside, which has 1 Michelin star, but she wants more. And across the street comes an Indian family, and they're noisy, and they dance to loud music, and they use spices. It's very scary. Will they ever learn to get along? Take a look.
Until one family
Papa, slow down. Stop! Push!
stirred things up.
I want to buy this restaurant.
Bonjour. This is private property.
Excuse me, do you own this property?
No, no.
Oh, that means you are trespassing too.
Yay!
Is it a wedding party over there? A funeral. The death of good taste. If your food is anything like your music, I suggest you turn it down.
I will turn the music down, but I will turn the heat up.
The restaurant is her entire life, ever since her husband died.
I can clean my own wall.
The outer wall is not your wall. I know, because I had a clever plan to have it built very high, so nobody could see your restaurant.
Madame Mallory knows in just one mouthful if a chef has the potential to be great.
Madam, I would like to make you an omelette.
Is he as good as I think he is?
He's better.
I added some spices.
Why change a recipe that is 200 years old?
Maybe 200 years is long enough.
I like the idea that in 2014, the French haven't figured out spices.
Scary.
Yeah.
Or immigrants.
Right,
or
or immigrants, yeah.
In the countryside.
I expected a certain kind of movie that would annoy me, and I got a different kind of movie that would annoy me. I thought this was going to be another one of those, the brown people teach the white person to relax and throw their hands up in the air with abandon.
That.
The Visitor. It's a little of that.
It has
Luckily,
that.
Helen Mirren melts a little, but she doesn't go completely.
She doesn't leave her character, right?
Yeah, she doesn't whip on a sari and put on a bindi or anything.
That's in the sequel.
And that's true. Yeah, we have that to look forward to. And I thought, and there were some moments that were sort of shamelessly manipulative, but I was like, all right, fine, you win, movie, I'll take it, But then it veers off into this whole other weird direction. There's a third act of this movie that is completely pointless, and just suddenly the molecular gastronomy is the work of the devil. That's the whole point of the third act, kind of.
Something changes for somebody, and it makes it a totally different movie and a less interesting one than it was already.
Right. It's 2 hours and 2 minutes long, and it could so easily, and this is always a very cheap and easy criticism, but there's an hour and 35-minute movie in there. Mm-hmm. And one little change about that third act could get us to the exact same conclusion, and 27 minutes would have come out, and all of our scores would have been higher. I'm convinced of that.
Yeah, that's fair. But the interplay between Helen Mirren and Puri, veteran Indian actor Puri, is always crackling. She's always all sharp edges and sharp quips, and he's boisterous and larger than life. And
he's funny.
And it's good for a laugh every time. That tension works.
And I liked the young lovers too, Manish Dayal from 90210 and Charlotte Le Bon, who we just saw in the Yves Saint Laurent movie. They have kind of a sweet chemistry, and he's super earnest, and she's all just button-eyed, gamine,
and they're good-looking.
They're adorable, and they're eating. Who doesn't want to see that?
But they mix sauces together.
Exactly.
It's not even a metaphor, really. They mix sauces.
No, this is superfood porn. The produce gets the best close-ups in this movie.
Farzana Dua Alahi.
What's that?
Is the daughter, the older daughter.
Oh yeah, you were salivating over her. She's very attractive.
Oh my God, that's a gorgeous woman.
She's very attractive.
And she doesn't have a lot to do, but I'll see her in whatever she's given to do.
Yes.
My score is going to be higher than yours, although we're all pretty close to each other. because I liked everybody. Like I liked them. I liked them so much that I wanted the movie to end.
Go enjoy your life. Right. Your life now.
Really? You don't have to stick around for me.
Before they screwed it up. Like this is like it's lovely and delightful and forgettable, but you know, like a comfort food. You know, everything was. There's nothing. What was a problem in that though is that it was very unclear, and this hurts the end too. That fourth act really almost. It was nothing. I never knew what was at stake. Like there was never. No one was ever in jeopardy of anything ever. You know, like you think they're going to lose their restaurant and going to be that's not really. The family's going to get torn apart. No, they pretty much love each other the whole time. And
But despite the fact that it is so frothy or whatever, we are meant to think that this is really important and it is about something.
Because Oprah says so.
Because Oprah and Steven Spielberg are both producers on this film, so it's given this stamp of like this matters culturally, which is why it reminds me of like Chocolat, which this is essentially Lasse Hallström did all those Miramax movies, Cider House Rules and Chocolat. This is essentially a remake of Chocolat in that you've got this
interlopers in a small town.
Right, it's a French town. And the restaurant is opened up across the street from a very revered establishment, and new flavors come in and it mixes everything up and it's very daring and exciting.
But you know, one of the things I like that this movie did or didn't do is that it doesn't set the Indian family as like the mystic know-it-alls, right? It's like Om Puri is kind of as much of a jerk as his character as Helen Mirren,
but
right?
He's meant to be right though. We're meant to be on his side. We're not on her side.
Well, yeah, but he fights dirty like she does. So and the son calls him out on that at one point and says that this isn't right. And so they both make mistakes, and I was okay with that. The other thing that I liked that this movie did is, unlike so many movies where you see like the white dude go into the native population and learn their ways and then save them, like this one, the brown dude kind of learns their ways and then like fixes everything, which is a little subversive, and I kind of liked that.
Yeah, I'm with you totally, because I liked everything that they did with the Indian family. They didn't teach anybody a lesson. What they were just, I mean, this is so stupid, but sometimes Hollywood needs that. They're just like us, I mean, they're family, and
they're a-holes just like we are.
And but I mean, they stick together and they hung with each other in a credible, believable way, and I like that.
They flirt with a little bit of like Oprah BS at the beginning, where the mother character talks about cooking is ghosts or whatever.
Food is memory. They say that over and over again.
Like, you don't.
You're nourishing your soul with sea urchin. But you know what? And a lot of folks have said this in their reviews. I said this too. But like for a movie that's about something spicy and daring and new, it's really safe and bland and conventional and formulaic.
Except filled with these enormously likable people who do likable things.
Which makes it tolerable.
Which made it more than tolerable. Which made it,
It's a palatable movie for people who will never actually eat turmeric in their lives.
I mean, look, like there are better movies about food and cooking, obviously.
Yes.
But as movies go about food, this one's all right. Like it's not terrible. You're not going to be sad that you saw it.
I agree. There's a lot of really, really good-looking people in this movie who never go on a date. Like a lot of really good-looking people who inexplicably can't get laid. That's not really a theme of the movie,
because they're busy cooking.
But nobody's.
As Christy always says, there's your quote for the poster. You're not going to be sad you saw it.
I just kind of feel like if for the kind of schmaltz bucket movie that they were making, they could have made a better schmaltz bucket.
I think that's every schmaltz bucket.
It's very pretty
though.
Linus Sandgren, who shot American Hustle, shot this. All the Lasse Hallström movies are very warmly bathed in lighting.
Town. It makes you want to go to that town and eat. I'd go to the Indian restaurant. Also, part of the you never know what to think. Like, who gives a shit about the Michelin stars?
It matters.
Yeah, I know, but
the rat from Ratatouille does. Remy does. Come on.
But we were never invested in that. Never. When there's moments when they're waiting for calls, do they get a star? Do they get 1 star? Do they get 2 stars? Do they get 3 stars? Nobody cares.
It seems like a very hollow thing to be, and that's your source of what's at stake.
Right, that's your source of what's at stake, and it's actually the people at their worst. Like these are good people, and they're worrying about something that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's like Harvey Weinstein on Oscar nomination morning.
All right,
so let's look back to Harvey Weinstein. Okay, so what are our numbers? Ben, what's your number?
6.3. I did like everybody.
5.9.
5.5.
6.5.
All right, so our average is 6.1. It is at 50% on the tomato meter. I guess it'll probably stay around there.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Bye. Au revoir.